Greetings and thanks for joining. The goal remains the same, educating the masses through information technology. Now, in every sector in the world, when you apply for even small job, the people asking you, do you have computer basics? Do you able to navigate through your system? And if you're able to do that, you have edge over the others applicant, right? So today we're going to be looking at computer fundamental part 1 video, right? So there are agendas that we have to go by. So now we have to look at how to navigate through the desktop, changing the wallpaper, arranging our icons different way, looking at the file explorer. That's going to be the second topic. We'll also be looking at working with files and folders in the very first video. So let's try to answer one question here that is saying, what is a computer? Right, we see computers, we see the work of computer, but what is a computer? Right, so there are varieties of answers, right? Some people would answer you say it's a machine that process data, produce output. Those answers are all right. So a computer is a machine that accepts instruction from user as an input in the form of zeros and ones, that the data, and then it process that data and then produces output. So computer cannot work without you giving instruction to it. So computer is always there waiting for you to click, so it's going to execute, right? So computer does not understand the human language. So whenever you type paragraph, you type the text, computer does not know that. So what happened? You have to convert into the language called the binary. So computer understands binary language, which is the zeros and ones. So that's how it operates, right? So let's look at exploring our desktop. So we're just going to hit back here. Now where you see the picture, the sound of the window, that's the desktop. This is why we call it the desktop. And on the desktop, there are icons. Now the very first icon you're going to see on the desktop is going to be the recycle bin. Now there's a storage allocated for deleted files. So whenever you delete a file from your system, it's often taken to the trash, except you delete it permanently, right? So whenever you delete something mistakenly, just try to check back in your recycle bin, then you can restore it, right? So these are icons on the desktop. Now those icons, we can arrange them in different order. We can see them different way. So let's try to look at the first option. Now your mouse has two click, left click and right click. Now the right click is always asking question, right? So when I right click the mouse, now the option that I have to choose. So if I see the option, what I have to do, I have to left click on it. Now coming to the viewed options, these are icon views. So if you click on the large, and what happened? The view of the icon changed to large, right? So I can right click and go back to the view option and go back to small. And what happened? The icon changed to small. So normally it's in the middle, or better still, when you're using the mouse, you can hold down the control key and just roll the ball on the mouse. You're going to increase the size also. Yeah. So better still, right click and go back to medium. So that's how we can change the view of the icon. So let's right click and go back to the view. Then let's check another option that is saying auto arrange. Now if I try to take this file from here and try to carry in another location, it will not go there because the icons are automatically arranged like now, so they can go. So if I want to keep a particular file or folder to a particular location on the desktop, then I have to right click, go back to the view option and uncheck this. So if I click on that particular option, what happens? I can now move files in different locations, right? So if I want them to come back, I have to go back to view and just check this. Now automatically arranged, now we can move, right? So that's how we can auto arrange our icons on the desktop. Now go back to view option, click on the last option that's saying show desktop. Now when you click here, what happened? The icons are gone, right? Don't panic. Nothing lost, nothing deleted. You just click on the hide option. Now to bring those icons back on the desktop, you have to right click, go back to view and click on show desktop icon. Now your icons are back, right? So right click and then look at the sort option. So sort means arrange. So we can arrange our icons in the name order. So we can arrange in name order, ascending, descending. So if you look here now, we have the A, now depending on the file type, right? So those applications icons, right? The only one that is available here that start with a higher letter or in ascending order is the C. That's why it's coming before the M and before the V and then before the other V, right? Now if we come to the folders, we have one A, the next one is C. So it's ranging ascending order, right? From A to Z. And if we right click and go back to the sort option and click on size. If you click on size on the desktop, the folder or file that having the largest size will come first. And if you look here, this is 144. So if you look back here, the last one here is just 30 MB, right? So the higher one comes first when you arrange in size, by size. You know? Now type. So if you click on type, what happens? The folders will come one side. PDF files are arranged in order. Excel file are arranged. PPT files are arranged. Microsoft Word files are arranged, right? That's how we can arrange by the types, right? So sort by, date modify. So date modify will always bring what you just touch or what you just work on first before the other. So this was the last file that I work on my system. I printed something from the delay. That's why it's coming first, right? So that's how we can easily just sort the icon and the desktop. And this option is called refresh. So what happened when the computer working, you know, like normally humans does it, right? So when you're trying to think and capture something, people knock their head. So it's just like you're just trying to optimize the process. So you might be running like different tasks, you know, and your computer is being slow. So clicking on refresh, you know, can make it to optimize the process, you know. So let's look at our agenda. Let's see where we. So arranging icon, moving icons. Okay, so we completed the first part. And let's look at the second part. So let's look at our file explorer, our taskbar, right? So below here, there's a bar there, right? So this bar is called the taskbar. Now this taskbar can move around, right? So we can carry on the right side, we can carry up, we can carry left, we can bring it down, right? So before the taskbar move, you have to unlock it. So if I right click on the taskbar, I'm going to see one option here saying lock the taskbar. If I click here, if it is locked, it can't go, right? So I have to click here. Whenever you see a check, meaning it's locked, just click on it if you want to move it around. You can easily go, right? So let's look at the far left side of the taskbar. So here is the window key, right? So we can click on the start menu. You can click here, then this is the start menu. So start menu will be showing you applications that are already installed on your system, right? So the start menu also have the power option. In case I want to shut down my computer, I can click start menu, come to option here, and then click on power, the power sound, and then I can go shut down. I can also go restart, right? So from the start menu also, I can search application. So in case I install one application and I don't know where it is now, how can I find it? What I need to do, click on the start menu and try typing the name of the application. So the default application installed with the operating system, like the calculator, like the calendar, like the camera, 3D views, the different, you know, software that come with the computer. So now let's say we want to access the calculator and we can't see it at all. So what we have to do is we have to type the name. So try to spell it. So if you type C8L, and what you see, the calendar and also the calculator. So let's say we want to access the calculator. Now what we have to do is click on it. So when I say click, it's left. So click on it now, you have access to the calculator. Now what we do to most frequently used app, let's say every time when I come, I have to calculate something on my system. So what I can do is I can ping that particular app on the taskbar. So you see my Google Chrome, you know, the Rufus, SQL, these are things that I use, app that I use like every day, right? So I just ping them on the taskbar. So let's go ahead and ping the calculator on the taskbar. So I go back to my start menu, then I type C8L, then I will say calendar and calculator. So what I have to do here, right click. So right click, I'll see the option ping to taskbar. So clicking this option, now my calculator is available on the taskbar. So whenever you want to get rid of it, like remove it, you have to right click on it and go back to remove from taskbar. So the next time when I come, what I have to do is just click from here and then use the app, right? So that comes to the right side of the taskbar. So there's an arrow pointing here. So there's some icons that are just hidden, right? So whenever a particular icon should be here but you're not seeing it there, you just have to click the arrow, right? So everything can fit on the taskbar, so there's some of them hidden here. So in case you come one day and then you can see your battery icon, right? Now just click the arrow, then just hold it and drag it back, bring it here, right? So after the battery icon, there's another option, but let's still here for laptop. Let's try to set our power option. So we can set power option on a laptop from where when we click the power button, we choose what can happen. When we close the computer lab, we can also choose what can happen. So then right click on the battery and then let's go to power option. So from power option, the options text available on the left from the window. So choose what the power button does or can do or do. So if I click here, now I have to choose. So if it is on the battery, when I press the power button, what should happen? So I can click here and say do nothing, meaning the power button can off your system, right? So I can say whenever I press the power issue, like off the display, I can say issue shut down, I can say issue sleep. So here I can choose the option. So whatever option that I'm choosing here, I have to check on battery and plug. So if I choose on sleep here, meaning when it's on the battery, so I can choose another option here also when it is plugged. So when I press the power button, when it's plugged, what should happen? Should it shut down? So if I leave it on shut down here and click on save change, whenever it's plugged, I click the power button will shut down. But if it is on the battery, I click power button will sleep. So when I press the sleep button also, what should happen? When I close the computer lab, so it's like you're closing your system. So if you click on shut down, so whenever you close the lab, no need to, give trouble to yourself to say going back here, going back to power and shut down. Just set it on when I close the lab, shut down. So whenever you close the lab, computer will shut down, right? So you just have to make sure you're choosing the right option or the better option that you want. So after you click on save change, and that one is done. So whenever you open window, there are 3 options available here. So this one is to close, this one is to restore, meaning to make it like this. If you want to maximize it, we go back here. If you want to minimize it, go back here. And whenever you minimax open tags or open window, they're available on the taskbar. That's why it's called taskbar, right? So let's go back here. So the next one we see is the network. So in case you want to share your Wi-Fi connection with your computer, and what you have to do is put your hotspot on from your phone. So now let me go ahead and put on my hotspot. Right, so you have to put your hotspot on from your phone. You have to configure it on the phone, right? So you have to go to settings, you have to go to hotspot, and then click on it, try to set the name, and then try to set the password. So when you will set your hotspot name and password, what you have to do is click on the network icon, and what you're going to see your Wi-Fi name or hotspot name. So you have to click on it. Now I have already connected mine before, so when I click connect, it will just automatically connect. But if it is the first time, then it will provide a few for you to type the password. So you have to make sure the password that you set on the phone, you type in it there for your hotspot. Then quickly your computer will connect to your Wi-Fi. Now the next option we want to go for is the volume, right? So when you click on the volume icon from the taskbar, you can choose to reduce the volume, you can choose to increase it, you can choose to set it 50%, just click anywhere, okay, the choice or adjust it. So here, if you click here, it's like you're muting the whole speaker, so no sound. So whenever you see egg on it, you just have to check and make sure you just click back and volume will come back on, right? So that's it. And then let's look at our agenda. What else we have to do? Okay. Now let's look at setting up this date and time. Now let's look at the settings, right? So the similar way your phone gets setting, the computer also have a setting, right? So the general setting is the control panel, right? So let's try to find the control panel. So what we have to do is we still have to search. It's already open, but let me show you how you can find it. So we have to click on the window key or the start menu. You just type CONT. As soon as we start typing, there's a feature called IntelliSense on the system. Or yeah, it's a software that just like try to predict what you want to say. So whenever you start typing, the letter that you type, there will be available option for it. So I just have to click on open from here, or better still, I can click here. My control panel open. I want to set the date and time. So what I have to do is go ahead and find date and time. So date and time, I have to click here. So when I click date and time here, I have to click on change date and time. So I can click here. Let's say I want to go back to 2021. So I can click here, then click back on a year. Now see 2021. The other years are also available. So let's say I want to go back 2021 and I want to say June. I want to say June 17th. Now I want to change the hour. The hour is 1 a.m. So I want to change it. So maybe I want to say 12. I want to say 12:30. Then I can set it from the menu side. So let's say 12:30, and I want to change this to the PM. So I just have to click on the arrow. Then after I have to click on OK. Then click on OK. If you check down here, now everything changed, right? So that's how we can set our date and time. We're going to make the second video where we're going to do some tags from the control panel. But let's see our agenda. Let's see what we still have it. Okay, now working with files and folders. So what are folders? Folders are containers that are used to, organize our files, our documents on the system, right? So if you check here, I have a lot of different folders. Now the folder names now often are related to the type of data or type of document it consists. So in live environment, when you carry a document somewhere, what you do, you buy a folder and put them inside. So if I want to save a particular document on my system also, it's good that you put it in a folder, right? So now how to create a folder? What I have to do is click the right mouse button, then go to the new option, and then click on folders. So here you have to type the name of your folder. So let's say I'm typing the name of my folder, I'm calling it test. So test. Now what you have to do, just click different side on the desktop. There's already a text, so I have to change the name. So let me say text 1. So click somewhere else on the desktop, and then the folder is there, right? When you have the folder now, let's say you want to save a particular file inside. So let's say I want to drag the courses file inside my folder. What I have to do, left click, hold the body, drag it here, and then you see the option move to test, then leave it there. So that particular file have been drag and drop inside the text folder, right? So that's how easily. In case you want to use the shortcut to create folder, hold down Ctrl Shift and press the N key on the keyboard. Then here you're going to find new folder option. Then you have to type the name. The name is always coming with a default folder, new folder, default 2, default, like that. So if I click, the default name is still there. Now let's say what I want to do is I want to rename the folder. So what I have to do, press the F2 key, highlight and press F2. That's the shortcut to rename. Or better still, right click on the folder, then go to rename option. So here you can type the name, right? So let's say I want to save my folder with no name. So what I have to do, get the rename option, right click on the name, don't click somewhere else, right click over the name, let's go to insert on code character, control character, let's go for the NADX option, and then click back. Now what happened? No new option. We can also change the icon of the folder, or better still, we can make the folder blank, right? So I can click on the folder here, right click, go to the folder property, and then go to customize, and then go to change icons. So from here I can change the icon of my folder. I can make it to appear with any of these, but I want to use something like a blank, where you might not know that there's a folder. So I click on the blank option here, click on OK. I click on OK here also. I'll see what happens. The folder is there, but you can't see it. So the icon is blank, and then no name also. But if we come here, we see the folder. If we click here, the folder will open. So we can drag file and save them inside this particular folder. See, folder is there, right? So if we navigate, now here is the folder, right? So if we open, now we see the test folder inside that folder. So you can drag and drop folder in folder also. You can put file inside the folder. Now let's see how we can make file. Right click on the desktop, go to the new option. So you can make a bitmap image file, you can make your Word file, your Excel, Microsoft project document file, PowerPoint file, text file. In case I want to make the test file, so I'll click, type the name. So let's say I want to say test file also, like that. Then I have to click. So you can open this file and you can type something there. So let me say this is a test file, like that. Then after, I have to click on the file option. Then I have to click on save and close. So there's a test file here. I can also take this file and then drag it inside my text folder. The blank folder is there. If I double click here, now you see everything that is inside, right? Now let's say I deleted something. So I click here and right click and click on delete, or click delete on the keyboard. The file is gone, right? Now I told you, whenever you delete file, by default it's saved inside the recycle bin, right? So here is the recycle bin. Now open it, double click to open. Now let's see, this is the file. In case I want to carry back, what I have to do, right click on it and click on restore. Now if I click on restore and go back and open this folder, now what happened? The file still come back, right? So that's how easily we can delete and restore. That's how also we can do our files and folders. I think we have come to the end of this video part 1. So don't forget, if you are not subscribed to the channel, just go ahead and subscribe. There are other videos there. So as the lesson go on for my students, we're going to make videos for all of the lesson and get it uploaded. So hit, subscribe, hit the notification. So whenever I upload new video, and you're going to get the notification. So I will always share the link with the class, So that was the fundamental of the computer part 1. See, we forget something, how to change the desktop background. Okay, so then look at it. Now if I want to change the desktop background, what I have to do, right click on the desktop, go back to the personalize option, the last option. Now here, we can choose picture, and then we can click on browse to browse the picture. So I can click on browse from here. I can browse, click on a particular picture, click on choose this picture. Then when you click on the picture to go back on the desktop background change to your own picture, right? But I try to change the option. So here, choose a fit. It's on fill. If I come back here and choose stress, now you see it. If I come back here and choose tight, now you see what happened. It looks decent now, right? So that's how we can change the desktop background. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, keep following. This is how we can help our brothers, to get familiar with managing the computer. So it's important. Stay tuned. Go watch up for the next video. See you.